Hey guys, Brickset here, and I have a quick LEGO haul for you, and then that sort of sparked a whole discussion. Like you saw in the thumbnail, I got two sets. I got the LEGO Star Wars Duel on Mandalore here. This is just a really cool set from Season 7 of the Clone Wars. And then also the Shang-Chi Battle at the Ancient Village. It's kind of funny. I saw both Shang-Chi sets and I decided to get this one more because of the minifigs that were in this one, though it is just kind of a scaled up version of this. So I can maybe do something fun with that. I don't know. We'll have to see. But yeah, pretty excited about these two sets. But even looking at my recent purchases of LEGO, not just this, but my recent purchases over the last couple of months, I haven't been buying any Ninjago sets. Which is weird because that's like my thing. This channel is like mainly a Ninjago channel. And there's kind of two reasons that work together to basically create the situation where I'm not really buying any of the recent Ninjago Seabound sets. And reason number one is that those sets came out June 1 in the rest of the world. Now, everyone knows that this is kind of a problem LEGO has been doing for a number of years now, where specifically with Ninjago, but I know other themes as well, they come out June 1 everywhere, and then they come out August 1 for North America in the US. But what that ends up doing is create situations where the people that make reviews on YouTube, even if they live in North America, the big channels will import the sets from Europe or elsewhere and then review them. So by the time the sets come out in August, there's nothing really new to say about them. And there's nothing really new to discover. Like, there's nothing we don't know about these sets because we've already seen all of the big names do their reviews on those sets way back in June. So by the time August rolls around, the sets are old news. Everyone's already seen them. And so, one, it's just not very exciting to, like, pick them up and talk about them because for me personally, like, I become less excited about them in August because I've already seen everything that I want to see about them. Like, I'm just picking up my copy of the set at that point. I'm not getting this new Ninjago set. The set already feels old, even though it just released to me. Now, this problem is not anything new. Let's go back to 2018, which is kind of the start of like there's kind of a soft reboot after the movie at that point. I believe the movie sets came out everywhere the same time. But then after that, we had Sons of Garmadon in January, which I bought a decent chunk of that wave, like in January. I usually have a big LEGO shopping trip in January to buy most of the stuff that I want. But then the Hunted sets came out June 1 and then August 1. So I really didn't pick up any of the Hunted sets immediately. Like that summer I waited. I think I got a lot of them, but that was over the course of like 2019. 2019 had the Legacy Wave in the beginning of the year, and then Secrets of the Forbidden Spinjitzu in the summer. Same deal. June 1 for Europe, August 1 for North America. And so I didn't really get most of the sets. 2020, obviously Prime Empire sets. I got like half the wave, like right away in January for Prime Empire. But then I didn't get any of the Master of the Mountain sets until way after. And part of the reason for that is I kind of had this weird thing where I didn't really watch Master of the Mountain until sometime in November or something, and then I was like, oh, I'm kind of excited and I wanted to get some of the sets. But at that point, they were already starting to get their 20% off discounts. So that was nice because I ended up getting a lot of those cheaper than retail price. 2021, same deal. We had kind of a legacy wave in the first half of the year, and then we had the island sets, which came out everywhere March 1, and that was great. I got all of those like day one. I think one just because it was like a smaller wave, being only 4 sets. Then also I was just really excited because the island was airing at the same time. Granted, not in North America. We still don't have the island or Seabound like aired in North America, but obviously I watched all of those. And then what was weird was that the Seabound episodes aired in other parts of the world like throughout April, which was only a month after the island, which was it was wild because I kind of expected to wait till at least the middle of the summer for that to happen. But we ended up watching all of Seabound even before those sets came out. So I believe the Seabound finale aired sometime around April 30th. So I watched it around then. And then the Seabound sets came out in other parts of the world June 1, which was kind of like close to that, so there was some hype around that. But by the time August came around, I wasn't personally excited about any of the Seabound sets, and I don't know, other people weren't either. Obviously, no one was making content because they were 2-month-old sets at that point. This is not at all me saying that I'm falling out of love with Ninjago. I still love it. Seabound was amazing. The sets are phenomenal, honestly. Like the figure, that Energy Nia figure, it's amazing. The water dragon is so pretty. A lot of those sets are really, really cool. It's just that I'm personally not very excited about them at the moment. So it's hard for me to just go out and buy them because why? And at this point, I'm a few weeks away from them probably hitting that 20% off discount pretty universally. So I might as well just wait and then save a bunch of money that way. So that's probably what I'm going to end up doing. I'll eventually end up getting them. Like I did with Master of the Mountain. It'll just be sort of 6 to 8 months after the sets come out. That's when I'll get them. And at that point, you guys don't care because they're like a year old. So, you know, it won't be a thing. I won't really make videos about them, but they'll be there. It'll be a thing that happens. The other big reason that I haven't been buying any Ninjago sets recently is that there have just been other themes that have just been knocking it out of the park. I mean, that's kind of what this was, you know? So, like, Star Wars, I've never really been into Lego Star Wars. It's, you know, one of the more expensive themes, obviously, and not a whole lot of the sets particularly appeal to me. But this specific wave, the August 1 wave, which released August 1 everywhere, had some Clone Wars Season 7 stuff in there, which is awesome. Bad Batch set, and there's a bunch of Mandalorian stuff, and that appeals to me way more. I'm not saying that I'm going to be buying all of those sets, but I'm looking at them, and there's a couple of them in there that I will want and put on my list, much more so than any other year in Star Wars. I mean, this set was revealed, and this is like probably maybe my like favorite scene in Star Wars. So like, of course I was gonna get it. But yeah, there's some Star Wars sets that have come out that interest me, and I kind of want some of them. What can I say? I'm turning into a fanatic. No. And then the other big theme is Marvel, obviously, which again had a bunch of sets that came out August 1st that, again, released everywhere. And Marvel, for the last couple of years, outside of a couple of exceptions, the sets tend to be very juniorized with, like, they put one kind of desirable minifig in a set. And to me, I really can't afford that. Like, even though that one figure is cool, I'm not going to buy a $40 set just for one minifigure and then kind of trash the rest of it. Like, specifically with a bunch of the like Spider-Man stuff that's based more off the comics and like the cartoons, there's a lot of really cool figures in there. And I was doing some research on some of those figures, and like, dang, those are expensive now. And I'm kind of bummed that I missed out on some of those sets, but at the same time, I wouldn't have bought them then. But the Marvel stuff that came out this year is really, really good. Since the whole like Infinity Saga rebranding, where they're just doing random things from a bunch of different movies, a lot of those sets are fantastic. Bro Thor's New Asgard is not a set that I thought we would ever get, but I love it. And it's like, it's just, you know, I bought that like right away because I just was so into it. I think part of that also specifically why I bought what I bought like around August 1st was because of this guy, which there was like a promo. So I was like, there's some stuff here that I want and I can get this if I buy it now. So I'm going to do that. You know, I could have bought some Ninjago stuff then, but there wasn't a promo going on. So I wanted Marvel stuff at that moment. And then just Marvel in general has been putting out, basically, we've been getting new Marvel content every single week this whole year with the Disney Plus shows. And that's great. And I love them all. What that's kind of caused is Marvel to like always be on my mind, which just makes me more excited about it. I'm very excited for Spider-Man No Way Home, and the sets for that look amazing. And I think I might try to get them all. There's only 3 of them, so it's really not hard. But yeah, and even like Shang-Chi, this movie was really good, and the sets for it are really good. And I kind of wanted some of the figures because the movie was good, and I really liked those characters. They were like really just compelling characters. So I wanted to get them in Lego form. So that's kind of what this was. And there's only one other Shang-Chi set. I don't know if I'll buy that one just because there's only like 2 exclusive figures in there. But this dragon, this is beautiful. So yes. Yes. Then of course we have other stuff like the Daily Bugle, which is just a great set. And I do want that. And I do really want it for the city. And there's a Daredevil minifig in it, which I love Daredevil. And I really hope that he is a No Way Home. So then we'll get more like Daredevil merch. Like maybe that'll eventually lead into like getting a like Marvel, like a live action Daredevil costume, which I would love. Marvel and Lego, can you make that happen, please? Thank you. But it's great. Like I want that set, and I'm planning on getting it at some point. It's just a matter of when. There's a lot of other sets that I want to, so I don't know. And also, I'm not made of infinite money. Surprise! So it's really, so I gotta, kind of try to balance things that way too. But that set is one that I intend to pick up before it retires. I don't know when that will be. And the other big Marvel thing that has happened this year is the CMFs. Those things are great. I didn't really expect them to make sets based off of the Disney Plus shows. And I kind of love that they just gave us minifigs instead, because the minifigs are way more high quality. Like even just comparing the Shang-Chi minifigures to like the Disney Plus stuff. Obviously I haven't opened this yet, but like, even the Shang-Chi minifigure, the only exclusive thing there is the torso. But then we compare that to Sam Wilson Captain America. You got side leg printing, you got dual molded and then arm printing. This whole wing piece is all printed. Even that head looks really good. Come on. There you go. I wasn't even planning on getting all of the Marvel CMF series, but then I got some of them, and now I want all of them, just because they're so good. Those two, I have always particularly enjoyed collecting CMFs, just because it kind of turns into a game for me. Whereas, regular sets, you just go into a store and buy them. The CMFs, you got to go into a store and then like feel through them, get the ones you want, take them home, hope you were right. So it's a little more fun. But yeah, it is just a good time to be a Marvel Lego fan. I think we kind of had a drought there, except for like some exceptions. And there were a lot of sets that were kind of desirable, and I kind of wish that I didn't skip out on them when they were out. I'm talking like Spider-Man Homecoming and Far From Home sets, and Thor Ragnarok, and there's movies, there were sets that came out with movies that were like kind of a very small wave of sets, kind of like Shang-Chi, where there's really only 2 of them. But I kind of wish that I bought those when they were out, but it's fine. So in conclusion, I'm not buying any Ninjago Seabound sets right now because of the delayed release schedule of the Ninjago sets in Europe versus North America, which leads to me just not being as excited about them as I once was. And then also there's other themes that are just knocking it out of the park right now, and they just have way more interesting sets that I want. So I just haven't been buying Ninjago recently. And I think that's fine. I can wait for the 20% off stuff to happen with the Seabound wave, and then I'll pick up some of those. It honestly probably wouldn't affect you guys too much if I buy them now or wait until they're 20% off. Like, either way, a review is going to be late, and I'm not saying I'm going to do reviews of those because by the time I get them, it's going to be really old. So I'm not going to do reviews of those sets. Sorry. And I think it's fine too, because obviously there's no new Ninjago content coming the rest of this year. We'll get some next year, but for the rest of this year, if I make videos about non-Ninjago things, it's not taking away from me making videos about Ninjago things, because there's nothing new happening in Ninjago. So yeah, I wanted to just let you guys know what I'm thinking about all of this, and let me know what your thoughts are in the comments down below. But with that, thank you all so much for watching. If you like this and you're new, be sure to like, comment, and subscribe. Hit that bell so you don't miss next week, when I probably make fun of these for being basically the same set. And I will see you all in the next one. Bye.